Well, Ed, we meet again.
It's good to see you, Dennis.
It's always good to be seen.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, one of the times I was down here, I shot with another one of your cars.
You did,
Way
yes.
back. What was it?
A 65 Coronet 500 convertible.
So you're kind of a Mopar guy?
But I did some Fords too. I won here with a couple other cars. I love cars, period. So it doesn't matter what they are, I love
Well, you
them.
you actually had a Chrysler career, didn't you?
I did. I worked for Chrysler Corporation as a field engineer for 40 years.
Is that all?
That's all. That's all. But
Well, your Barracuda sure caught my eye. You know, I'm a sucker for this turquoise color. But what did
they
Chrysler
called it
call
medium turquoise metallic. I have
Medium
an
turquoise.
affliction for this color myself. So, yeah.
And were the stripes?
Factory.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Are
no,
they
not
painted?
this. Yeah, no, they were painted.
They're painted.
Yeah.
That's not tape. That's paint.
No, you have 4 color options for the stripes.
This is a 66, which kind of looks the same, but kind of isn't.
Correct. 66 was a 1-year only car. 64, 65 were almost identical, except 64 was push buttons, and then they had to get rid of push buttons, otherwise same. 66, entirely different front end, different rear end, full bumpers, front and rear, and then entirely different interior.
And then in 67, they
Changed it again.
Changed it totally
Yeah,
again.
and then 70, they blew it up again. So yeah.
They just couldn't decide.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, this is just beautiful. You
Thank
couldn't
you.
have found it this way.
No, it was pretty darn rough when I found it. I found it in Ennis, Texas. I got it off the original owner. He passed away.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up buying the car. So it was close, no rust, well, minimal rust, 2 spots on the car, but it was all there. Because the bright work is hard to find on these. There isn't any. The grills alone are impossible.
Now, is that cast?
They're cast.
Oh, yeah. So if you hit those, it's like they're gone.
Not only that, but they pitted up. Whatever they
terribly.
did, terrible. And so once they potted, it's really hard to get anybody to actually redo the chrome.
Nobody wants to touch it at
so
that
I
point.
was able to get those done nicely. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's just amazing. And that really is a different front, isn't it?
It is. I absolutely love it. I'll show you one thing as an imperfection is if you notice this is off,
Yeah,
every single one of them is off.
by design, right?
I don't know why they did that. The molds were off, but yeah, it's one of those freaky little things.
It's very kind of Valiant, though, isn't it?
It is Valiant. It's based on the Valiant family.
Yeah.
So if you took the window out of it and put a notch back on it, it then becomes a Valiant.
Wow. It's just beautiful. Now, are these
Factory.
turn signal markers?
Yeah, and they work. They don't work on the dash. There's
You're
none
kidding.
on the dash.
It's
They're
only out
here.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Honestly, I didn't know it till I got it and said, "Why aren't they working?"
Where are the lights? So did you do the restoration?
I did the restoration totally.
Wow.
Everything.
I mean, like paint and all that?
Paint and all, everything.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I do all my cars. I love them.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is not your first rodeo?
Not at all. No. 4 of my cars have won here.
Wow. Wow.
That's how I got through college. I
Doing
actually bought
cars?
cars.
Really?
My wife's over there. Whenever she wanted something, as we went through life and didn't have money, I bought a car, fixed it up, and sold it.
And
gave her
she
the
got it.
profit. She got what she wanted.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
No, not at all.
Well, your interior looks completely redone, too.
It is. It's totally original. I got a legendary interior, so I bought the cover, so that is factory the way they would have come.
Wow, because there's a lot going on.
There is.
so much embossed there. It's kind of this pseudo weave.
That's why
you got your pseudo buttons.
Yeah, that's why I went back original. I didn't, you might as well make the car what it was when you got it. So.
And I gotta tell you, I've never seen gauges look that good because those things just faded and that chrome-esque stuff.
Oh yeah, they turned that yellow gold.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks fabulous.
Sent them off and had them redone, so they came out very nice too. So.
I mean, were they that white-faced originally?
No.
Because that's the other thing, because they so pop,
Yeah,
you know?
no, I did that. They were black, and I changed that
Okay.
to white because with the rest of the white interior, it makes it look really good. It
just
blends perfect. So I did little critiques on it.
Yeah, but it's just fantastic. And then is that an aftermarket or a dealer?
No,
so that's a factory AC?
This was a factory AC power steering, power brake car.
Wow.
So it was a pretty high option car for.
Really? And now you had to.
The headliner was a booger.
I bet. I mean,
Only because of the B-post here. It was a son of a gun to wrap those and get this thing all straight.
Do they actually make it though? Does somebody actually make that, or do you have to kind of cobble it?
No, I actually was able to get a headliner
Wow.
for it. So that part was there.
And when you put the seat down in this,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's so long, and it almost, what's funny, we're at Keels and Wheels, but you look at that back there, the side, it looks like a boat.
It does.
It actually looks like a boat.
It does. I never thought about that.
I've
Yeah.
never noticed that before, but it sure does.
Yeah.
And then this, of course, flips up, and you got a conventional
Right,
back
regular
seat.
back seat, and then the back door flips up to close off the trunk.
golly, it's just gorgeous. And so this was, of course, it's known for this gargantuan glass, and you don't want to break that. Does anybody remake
No
this?
revamps. You have the original, and this one's got some scratches in it, but I haven't found a better one. So
Well, yeah, and you don't want to be taking it out just for
when
fun
I restored
either.
it, I kept moving it, so I had to tape the edges because I didn't want to chip it, and it's quite awkward to move.
Oh, I bet.
It really is. So.
I bet it's heavy.
It's quite heavy, and like I said, it's just far enough apart that the spread is scary to pick up. So.
Oh man, yeah, and it had to be heart-stopping every time you.
Yeah,
touched
it did. Yeah, because I didn't want to go find another one.
Well, so are these pot
All
metal
original.
too?
Yep. Well, everything's pretty much pot metal except the bumpers.
So
these were good, so I was able to have these re-chromed. They came out perfect. So yeah, so I can't gripe about that at all.
Well,
that back was tough right there because almost all of those are pitted horrible. This one was minimally pitted.
Yeah.
But that's the best I could find. And there's no repops. This car,
of course
because
not.
of 1 year only, there's nothing. Taillights are 1 year only, everything.
Nobody can make any money repopping this.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no volume.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you redid this.
Yep, both bumpers, front and rear, were both done.
And of course, that's always a bargain.
Tell you what, chrome work has gotten expensive.
Oh man. Oh man.
It's hard to find it. It's an environmental impact.
Well,
of
yeah,
it, so.
it's fairly deadly. So, can you pop it?
I sure can.
Because I see you're rocking a surfboard, and I now see the reason why. This was the original ad?
That's the original ad, and if you notice, you see the surfers walking in the background on the top, and then you see the surfboard hanging out of the back. And their whole thing is there's 7 feet of space when you fold everything down to store whatever you want. So they utilized a surfboard to begin with.
And I swear it looks like a boat. When you look back at it, it looks like a boat.
Yeah.
Now this is an interesting setup. Is that a little
factory.
piston?
No, you would think it would have been hydraulic. It's not. It's a spring in there. So I don't
Really?
know. Okay, listen.
Oh yeah, that's a spring.
You can
all
hear
right.
the spring. So
It's basically a pogo stick.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is just.
But the carpeting, everything was normal in the trunks back then. This is just the way they came. And this particular panel folds up if the surfboard wasn't there.
Right, that's right. That cordons it off, doesn't it? Wow. So then it becomes more like a conventional trunk then.
It does, yeah. Then you have a normal, and it's a pretty good sized trunk for being a normal trunk. Now this came out, depends on whether you're a Mustang guy or not. This was 2 months prior to Mustang launch in '64 when this particular vehicle launched.
That was always a controversy.
Yeah, very big controversy. Yeah, who came out first?
Who did that really? Who did that first?
But it's unique because of the back glass. I still love this car just for that. And believe it or not, this is what I had when I was in high school.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just I love everything about it. I love the color, and you've done a great job. And I bet the restoration.
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah. I'm retired, so when I retired.
This
is
you're not really retired. You're working all the time, right? So what was this? What was the sticker price on this thing?
32 on this one.
Well, that was actually a fair amount of money.
It was. It was an expensive car.
Yeah.
But again, it was a high optioned one on top of it too. You could get a 225/6 in them and lower that price sticker down. So.
But you have the
273.
Well, let's go look at that. Let's have a look at this baby.
Okay.
Well, that looks factory too, doesn't it?
I did upgrade it to electronic ignition.
Did it have a dual master cylinder originally or not?
No.
I didn't think so.
That's a safety upgrade. Now, it was a power brake, but the booster was very different because it had a vacuum reservoir over where this side is.
Big coffee can?
But it was actually a big square box.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird looking. But so when I upgraded, I went to the more current one.
Now, what's this?
That's the accumulator. Very unique too. It's similar to a Mustang or a Thunderbird in the early period of time. There are none of those.
They don't exist.
No, I had to send that one off and have it redone.
Wow.
And it's got the good old Chrysler big compressor that takes about 300 horsepower off of your car. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a honking alternator too, is it?
I did upgrade that a little bit too.
Get enough power.
Yeah.
So was this a Commando or what?
Yes, 273 Commando.
273 Commando.
That came in a Formula S.
Wow.
And then, like I said, that's factory AC, so you can see all of that around there.
And was this a solid lifter car or is this a hydraulic?
Yeah, solid.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they came, when they went to the 318, they went to the hydraulic lifters.
Gosh.
Which was the 67s.
Does she run strong?
Very strong.
Yeah. Gosh,
I changed the rear end out, so I went to a 371, and I think it's too much. But we might go back.
Do you drive it much, or is it?
By the way, I drove it here. Went through the rain. I had to clean the car up.
It did rain.
It
last
did
night.
rain. Let me tell you.
Man.
Well, not just coming here, it rained twice on me. I was hoping to avoid it, but got it. So.
Wow. Well, close her back up. This is just a beautiful car. Everything you bring here is nice.
Thank you.
And you're also actually one of the judges, aren't you?
I am.
You're not judging.
I can't judge my dog. No.
Because I would say it was pretty nice.
Yeah, well, thank you. I would too. I'm a little biased on that part. But yeah.
So in 1966, Barracuda, not a Cuda. It's a Barracuda.
Barracuda, correct.
Cuda
came later.
Cuda came later. What a great car.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, nice meeting you again.
Let's do this again.
Okay. All right. Thank you.